Hello folks, and welcome to another daily Bitcoin market analysis by Inspocrypto. Today earlier than expected, just because I have just a slot I would like to use, because I don't know if I will have some time this afternoon, we will see. However, we will start to take a look what the market, what we should and can expect by the markets. As this weekend was different as expected, to be honest, because I noticed some activity related once again with Coinbase and so on and so forth, but instead to push up more, we just declined. As so many times mentioned, weekends are almost casino. Nobody knows what's going to happen next. They can push by $2,000. They can dump it by $2,000. They can, it's, they use the opportunity of low volume to do whatever they need to do. And so I don't like weekends on crypto. Absolutely not. However, I'm using this chart here. That's the Bitcoin CME futures 1-day time frame, and I'm using also the CME gap finder. That's trading view indicator, and that's indicating me we have three still uncovered gaps. So as we see, and the price is declining. So we have a gap here, we have a gap here, we have a gap here. Usually we will try, or at least CME actors would like to see all these gaps be closed, or filled. The big question is at the moment if we will go up from here and just fill here the gap, or if we will go down even more, hitting 21,500 for example, or at least 22,400 to fill this gap, then go up once again and fill this gap. Then we will have still a remaining gap between 19.5 and 21. That's a really big one. That remembers me a little bit like the 24K gap we had in the past. So we will see what's going to happen here, but usually my expectations at the moment is to go up and to close this gap here, and then we need to see what's going to happen next. In my opinion, DXY should start ready. We will see how far they want to bring DXY. I have mentioned so many times I would expect that USD has to go up again, because everything else wouldn't be in the interest of the Federal Reserves as well. So then let me check, and that's at the moment we have here a trend line. We tried to push up first, we failed, and then we went down again. We are back in this box here with the diagonal trend line here, and at the moment I would expect, that's the daily time frame, that's the 1 hour time frame. We have this trend line here, it's a long-term trend line, and we tried to break out. We did it. That was like a bull trap. Afterwards we started to decline, and we are in a support area here, so it would make sense to retest that area at 23,490, 23,500, maybe even go back to 24,000 to get rejected there again, and then finally to go down at least to 21K just to retest the breakout here, something we didn't yet. So would be possible. That's something we need to see. However, VIX is pushing up, indicating some volatility should start to come in the market, and we know that's usually something we need to be careful, because I guess many traders are not expecting such a volatility. So we will see what's going to happen next. I don't have anything as an initial comment, to be honest, because it was weekend, and a lot is happening around the world, and with China, Russia, and US. A lot is happening also with Venezuela. They deployed a huge amount of military, for example, to their northeast sea, to the Caribbean area. That's really interesting, while the US is building a new big military base in the coast of Colombia. I have told you that Venezuela and US are not friends at all. Maduro, that's the president of Venezuela, it's not a big friend of the US at all. They tried to make different coups against him and the government, and they failed, as we know. And at the moment, they are trading. Chevron is providing from Venezuela to the US crude, while Venezuela doesn't have a direct agreement with the US. They have an agreement, but they use the United Nations. So the US is not buying the Venezuelan crude oil with US dollars. Instead, they are using the United Nations. So Venezuela is providing crude via Chevron to the US, and the US is giving money to the United Nations, or at least goods, what Venezuela demands, for example. But, and I have mentioned so many times, that's an agreement on thin ice, because Venezuela needs the US, even they don't like each other, because Venezuela is a close ally of China and Russia. China and Russia has demonstrated several occasions in the past that they have a hand over Venezuela. They need them. First of all, Russia, because Venezuela has a strong voice in the OPEC Plus, and China, because it's one of the main crude oil providers of China. And of course, China needs both, not only because of the security, but also because China is the biggest crude oil absorber from Venezuela. The problem here was that due the hard lockdown in China and reducing production performance in China as well, they had a lack of demand from Venezuelan crude oil, and so Venezuela was looking around who could absorb their crude oil. And of course, the US, after Saudis just showed their new policy, not in favor of the US, the US was looking also around to find an alternative. So they phoned each other. But in case that China is going to start their economy again, they will demand more crude oil, and I guess that's the next problem. At the same time, we know that the last few days, certain persons in the US started to yell sanctions against China, while China and US have the biggest trades each other. So in case that would start such kind of trading battle or trading war between both, of course that could also reduce the manufacturing performance in China, and so not demand that much crude oil as in the past. We will see what's going to happen in the next few weeks. I think something is going to happen. Something is in the air. However, when we talk about war and a potential world war, that's a process. That's not going to happen from one day to another. They need to be sure they have enough resources to maintain such a war in case of. We are just talking about worst case scenario. And we also know that the NATO just met an agreement with Japan where they are going to use an island in Japan as well to build a new military base there. So a lot of things are happening, and usually war and economic crisis are not far away. from each other. That's historically, we can find that in any books. And that matches to a lot of things we are seeing. So, however, that's a process. So that can take time. We will see some triggers for nukes. I'm talking not about nuclear bombs, but about market nukes, dumps, and little crashes, as mentioned before, because when the whole thing starts to escalate, even on the diplomatic stage, the markets will start to react a little bit nervous about that. So we will see what's going to happen. At the moment, as mentioned, short term, I would expect that Bitcoin should go a little bit more up before down. And we need to see step by step. We need to do what big guys are doing. They are just trading short term, step by step. Don't start to yell 50K. Don't start to yell 5K. Step by step. And with respect. We need respect. We need to respect each other. I'm reading a lot of crap on Twitter, trying to discredit analysts and so on. I'm not a friend of that. Really, absolutely not. But, well, that's my message to you, and that's my initial comment. Even I don't have anything to say about monetary policy. I could, but that would take a long time. And I look forward as soon as we have an ECA and so on, because then we can provide more information about monetary policy and geopolitics. And everything is related to the markets and economy always. And that's something we always have to have in mind. So let us go to the market analysis. So let us take a look to the weights ratio. First of all, the weights ratio did a huge pump on Saturday. Something extremely strange, to be honest, because we were almost at 80. And that's extremely huge. I mean, the last time that happened was, for example, here, November 6th. And afterwards, it declined a lot. The difference this time is it feels like distribution all the time. They push the price down, so they unload. When they are noticing that the price dumps, they stop. Then you will see the price retraces. Then they do it again. They let the price go up a little bit, then they start to unload. Then at a certain moment, it seems the demand stops and the price goes down. That's where they stop to distribute and the price goes up once again. It's, in my opinion, it's crazy. I have two screens here, so my chart is 24/7 almost working and showing me, and it looks so like distribution. And once again, also here, I don't know what's going to happen next. We will check, but if I take a look to that here, usually I would say, hey, we will go down. But it happened here as well. You remember? This time it was different. We went down, then they tried to push up very hard. So we had a dump in weights ratio one day. They pushed up very hard, and they used all these Bitcoins to let the price maintain low. And yeah, we will see what's going to happen here. But that's really big to see that on Sunday and even Saturday and even on Sunday. On Sunday we had here 65 and 73 Saturday. That's really uncommon. Something I really don't like to see is such big steps on weekends, to be honest, because we have low volume there. It's so easy on weekends to push up or, down the price. I don't like that. However, we can see that the weights ratio lifted up once again. In my opinion, it will lift up if they continue. If we see they will maintain that, then be careful, because that could be extremely painful. But of course, now it's the week, so SPY, SPX algos are activated once again. And if SPY, SPX goes up, obviously Bitcoin will go up as well. Maybe they want to use that as distribution opportunity. I don't know. If we take a look here, yeah, so we can see every time they try, pushed up, then they went up to almost 100. Every time they are doing the same, then they started to decline, send less bitcoins, price goes up as mentioned. Then they start to sell more bitcoins and to raise sell pressure, and Bitcoin went down. Then they did it again, down, up, down, and then more up, so more down and then more up. And that's something, I don't know, it feels like it's just one person trading, one entity. And in my opinion, even people don't like to hear that. And I mean, that would be an extremely red flag when we talk about whale cartels, about an organized group of certain people, maybe even centralized exchanges, where they coordinate their next steps. If that's the case, if really that's the case, it's a full manipulated market. If that's the case, that would be extremely red flag. That would make the whole market useless, just trash, because you are trading about, a group of people or a group of actors, wealthy actors, that can just drive the market as they want, just to hunt you. That's the only thing. Usually you have different groups with different interests, and that makes a market become very exciting and very interesting. But if it's really the case that we have a whale cartel like this Cointelegraph article about this Brazilian company who told us and confirmed what I was seeing, and you guys as well, that a whales cartel on Binance is driving the market with BUSD. If that's the case, wow, then it's crazy. Then it's really, really crazy. I mean, we know the fact that crypto, the technology behind, is one thing and the market is another thing. Unfortunately, it's just two different things. That's why Bitcoin maxis, I mean, those who are talking all the time about mass adoption and Bitcoin is the best and Bitcoin brings freedom and Bitcoin, okay, I don't agree with 85% of all what they are saying, but 15% I do. Obviously, if that's the case, what I'm saying about the cartels, it's not in favor of Bitcoin. Absolutely not. Not when we are talking about mass adoption, not if we are talking that Bitcoin could be the currency bringing, a better life than the fiat system. But however, it is what it is, right? We are not going to change that. I guess the regulation will change that, and then it will be extremely painful, I guess. However, if we take a look here, we see that stablecoin reserves on centralized exchanges was lifting up and declined. We will see if it's going to push up once again. And again, the 30 hours moving average on the weights ratio pushed up, this time once again to 86 and started to decline. How many times did I say? When it touched 90, run. It's not doing it. It's just looks like distribution. As soon as they see, oh, it has now effect to the price, they stop to let the price go up again. Looks crazy. And while at the same time, sometimes I'm reading, 50k because cycle, 50, 60, 70k or 300k until 2030 because, every market depends on capital. And just to try to look forward, to ignore what is happening on the right and left side, it's not going to work. So it's absolutely nonsense to tell people that Bitcoin could be in 3 months at 50K. It's absolutely nonsense. Nobody knows what's happening in the next 3 months. But however, it is what it is. Let us go forward. So if we take a look to the fund or flow activity, you remember we had a lot here. For example, didn't see all of that. I mean, we had a big outflow just last week, but I'm not really convinced. However, we had, for example, just yesterday 800 bitcoins here, and that was this morning another 900 bitcoins here and another 400 bitcoins here. To be honest, that's peanuts. That's really peanuts. We had much more in the past, and usually that should move the price. But once again, it feels like few entities are moving the price right now. That's how it feels right now. And yeah, usually I would expect to push up back to 24 or something before maybe we go down step by step. So if we take a look to stablecoins, for example, we will check later on what's happening on sentiment. Nothing. 6 million here and another 5 million here. So absolutely nothing happening here as well. Let us go forward. Futures. Let us take a look what's happening here. First of all, since 24, funding rate was declining, now pushing up. So it started to push up at a price of almost 23,400. That's what's happening related to funding rate, the aggregated one. If we check the open interest, for example, it went down, afterwards pushed up. So also here, that's what we see. And if we take the leverage ratio was here, went down, pushed up a little bit, and since then up only, indicating they are once again using more leverage than volume at the moment. So let us take a look. Whoa, what was that? Okay. What's happening here? They sent 47 millions to derivative exchanges, so peanuts. At the same time, 300 millions outflow. So it seems someone, maybe those here, they started to short, I guess, or something. Maybe that makes sense. So they shorted all the way down and took profit now. While related to Bitcoins, nothing. The volume declined a lot, so someone to profit. For example, yesterday 1,550 bitcoins here. That's why the open interest declined hard and then pushed up once again. So also here nothing big happening, to be honest. If we go forward, we can see also here, for example, the aggregated open interest up, leverage ratio now up, and funding rate tendency still unbreaked. So you know, the tendency is still positive, indicating they are demanding more longs than shorts. We will check afterwards. So yesterday they liquidated 640 bitcoins and longs and only 87 in shorts, and that was Sunday. Saturday, for example, almost nothing happened. So they liquidated 130 bitcoins in longs and 80 bitcoins in short. So absolutely nothing. I don't need to show this chart anymore, I guess. I don't know what's happening to the funding rate on Binance. Almost flat the whole time. It's not a stable coin. I don't know what the hell is going up. The only thing is, it seems on Binance they're using more leverage than open interest, so more volume. If we take a look to blockchain whispers, yeah. So you can see 60 to 40. That's crazy. Once again, on Ethereum looks healthier, but that's really crazy, indicating that many people are indicating up from here. Again, up, up, up. We'll see. I will be careful. Let me check all leverage and all leverage with 80 million maximum liquidation cluster. At least we need to go for the next bigger liquidation cluster. For example, 36 million would be at 23,500. So it would make sense to go up. However, if they want to liquidate a lot, 77.84 million liquidation cluster at 20,149. Absolutely possible. I have started my analysis today showing you some gaps from the CME chart I have. So yeah, if they want to fill all these gaps, it would be required to go down below 20k once again. Means 19.5 would be absolutely required, and then up again in case bulls want to go up again. Let us take a look to the high leverage positions, and also here, no doubt, so we liquidated a lot of longs. However, we can go back to 22,800 first before we go up, hitting 23,250 and even 23,400, and then we need to see what's going to happen next related to the Kingfisher. At least let us go and check the other remaining data. So then let us take a look, for example, who is driving the market right now. We see here the BTC USDT pair on Binance. We see here the aggregated CBD spot related to BUSD. Oh, what's happening here, right? That's the first thing you should say. Hey, what's happening here? Well, yeah, that's a good question. And then the aggregate CBD spot with US dollar. We have here the coin margin contracts, also aggregated, as you can see here, and the same for futures with stablecoin collateral, also here. So great. I was always using different scales here, and after time I can see convert to USD. You see, that's Bitcoins. If you select convert to USD, then you have the same scale like the coin margin contracts. That's extremely useful because we can see that they are, for example, shorting almost 1.5 billion US dollars in CBD since then. Doesn't mean they are still shorting. It just they shorted. However, so at the moment indicating BUSD taking profit, Tether at the moment just maintaining the price, and USD supporting something, not sure. At least BTC USDT and BTC USDT stablecoins. I guess if I take out all the USD and BUSD, look, it's wow. If that's not accurate, take a look to that. It's absolutely. I was also saying that Bitfinex demanded 250 millions from Tether Treasury, so thin air money circulating again. Yeah, we like that. And they sent 150 millions to an unknown wallet, another 50 millions to another unknown wallet. It seems 50 millions maintained in Bitfinex. And then, of course, from unknown wallet to Kraken, 50 millions. That's how it works. Yoo-hoo! So yeah, indicating something is in the air. So I guess it will push up again. And so the Bitfinex gang or iFinex gang is preparing everything necessary for that. Sarcasm out. Many of you know I'm a big fan of iPhoenix, Tether, and Bitfinex. I really, wow, I like that so much. If we go forward, BTC BUSD pair on Binance looks like they are just taking profit. They are taking profit now since, I would say, at least since end of January. Since then, they are really just taking profit, and CBDs, I think Algos just sold 5,500 bitcoins more than they bought with BUSD, and the aggregated looks very similar. Everything looks more down at the moment than up. If we take a look here, for example, that's the BTC USD pair on Binance. Also here looks very accurate. Then Bitfinex. Look what Bitfinex is doing. I mean, they are all the time with fiat, all the time distributing. And this weekend, of course, distributed big. If we go forward, Kraken stopped to distribute. For example, yesterday, it seems, yesterday afternoon, they started a little bit to push up. If we take a look to Bybit just distributing. Then, of course, Coinbase stopped to distribute, it seems. So, yeah, I would say they started also here third to push up. If we take a look here to Bitstamp, well, Bitstamp is only up. It's the, yeah, if you're permabull, open a Bitstamp account, you will feel absolutely comfortable there. And then we have here Gemini not distributing at all, maintaining, not doing anything. Also very interesting, the thread I retweeted last week about Gemini and GUSD. Also a red flag in my opinion. But, well, as we know, Genesis, they burnt some capital of Gemini. But everyone is very quiet, like, you know, let us shift the whole shit below the carpet. People will forget all the red flags we have on crypto, it seems. That's the main strategy at the moment. And tweet, let us keep building. That's the best you can do. Let us keep building. I love crypto, but I have to say almost 80%, if not even more, but I don't like 80% of all big crypto actors, all those who are shelling all the time their companies, and I don't like that. I mean, not because they are shilling it, not because they are pushing crypto, of course, because at the same time they are making things that are looking extremely fishy, you know? And when I see that, I know these guys don't care about crypto. These guys just care about money. They just want to make money and power. That's the whole thing. They don't care about crypto. We care about crypto. They don't care about crypto. That's the absolutely difference, I guess. My personal opinion, of course. So let us go forward and let us take a look. Retailers, of course, we need to buy a lot more. This guy's also positive tendency. This guy's lifting up a little bit. This guy's lifting up a little bit. This guy's lifting up a little bit. We will check the wallet counts afterwards. This guy's lifted up, declining, and this guy's not doing anything. So let us take a look. So, okay, these guys are receiving, so retailers buying Bitcoin as much as they can because they will miss it, of course. These guys here maintaining, maybe getting some more wallets. These guys here receiving more wallets. These guys maintaining, and of course market maker declining. declining in wallets, but the most important thing here is they are lifting up in balance, so indicating short-term purchases absolutely possible. Why these guys no, okay, let me check. Yeah, no, sorry, okay, it seems, let me check. Market maker 1924, now 2 wallets less, but 1 wallet coming from 10,000 to 100,000 Bitcoin wallets, entities. So means even they declined by 2 wallets, means they reduce the balances. We receive 1 wallet from the big guys. So that would explain why their balances lifted up a little bit. So let us check what the inflow activity related to stablecoins or flow activity is happening here. So we see BUSD, as you can see, the supply is lifting up. That's what's happening. Supply on exchanges. So exchanges getting more and more supply, at the moment reducing a little bit, but nothing big. If we check, we had 200 million outflow just Friday, and after Friday we received 210 million here and another 200, so another 420 million while the price is going down. If we take a look, for example, here, that's USDT Tether, and Tether is indicating here, for example, that we had an inflow of 64 million and 77 million outflow. Then, yeah, so I would say almost a neutral zero-sum game once again. And we can check what's happening related to USDC. And on USDC right now indicating they are taking profit, almost 65 millions right now. And we received today 25 millions before. So to push up the price and now declining more. Yeah, that's how it looks like. I mean, if we check what USDC is doing, to be honest, yellow is inflows with a shared axis, and blue is outflow from centralized exchanges. I don't know. I would say that USDC is with BUSD maybe the most regulated stablecoin. I still think, and that's my guess, they are using USDC to take profit because they know it's easier to convert in USD. And I just use, sorry, I need to drink something. Wow, sorry. So if we take a look, for example, here, we see it's not big movement we see on GUSD. We can see that the supply declined, it's now lifting up. And also here, for example, yellow exchange inflows, we can see that they are using partly some GUSD to buy the local dips. And that's what we can see, but it's not big at all. We are talking not even 1 million. So if you check this here, that's $240,000. So absolutely. But I thought maybe to track a little bit GUSD would also make a little bit of sense. I was wrong. So let us refresh the site here to see what the market maker is doing. And the market maker is not doing anything. So we can see, you remember, it seems the whole, I mean, that's what they do, the market maker entity, and I have mentioned so many times, is the market driver. And I don't know, I can't imagine that's coincidence that these guys, every time they send big amounts, the price moves afterwards. And it looks like distribution because they are not accumulating. So that's the big problem I see here. So nothing here, nothing here. Funds started to lift up a little bit. I mean, we are talking about 1,000 bitcoins, peanuts. Also here indicating they are using less futures, more spot, while retailers' wallets going up, up, up. So indicating retailers are buying. Retailers are buying. So we need a little bit more Bitcoin marketing. We need more Bitcoin is the future. Bitcoin is, I don't know, Bitcoin help you, the Bitcoin, and retailers will buy. I think that's the whole thing. You know, that's the problem I have. I don't like that. I like Bitcoin. I like Ethereum. I like crypto in general. I love it. That's where I'm spending a lot of time. But I just hate that they need to shill all and over again one product. For me, it's Bitcoin just a product, an asset, like many others. And it should speak for itself. You don't need to convince other people it's beautiful, it brings you. No, I don't like that. That's something, you know, when I go to a store and someone, a seller is just hitting to me and starts to try to convince me that the product he is trying to sell me is extremely useful, extremely good, I'm not going to buy it, because usually I think, okay, I guess you are getting a lot of commission for that, and that's the only thing why you are trying to convince to buy your product. That's the problem I have. Bitcoin has everything. It doesn't need to convince anyone, anybody to buy Bitcoin. It don't need it. However, it is what it is, and in my opinion, the only thing what they are doing is, and I don't know why exactly, but they are trying to shift all or a lot of Bitcoins to retailers. So nothing to see here as well. Market activity declining more and more. So absolutely nothing to see here. Absolutely nothing. Yeah, Binance. I have here Kraken, Coinbase, and Binance. All three here, but also here nothing to see. OTC active, local top. Afterwards, the price goes down once again. Up. OTC active again. Price goes down once again. It's over and over again. So that's it. Let us go to the next one. 60 minutes, Jesus. So quick overview. Coinbase waiting at 20,700, or other way still at 25k. We have here wallet 24,200 and also at 21,500, and that's it. So if we take a look what they are doing here. So bringing more liquidity to the downside. Interesting. So let us go to Bitstamp. What is Bitstamp doing here? Bitstamp at 24,700. The next little wall 21.7, otherwise 20,000 or 19,400, but the big wall at 15k. Binance BTC USDT. Yeah, we can see here I was just checking some opportunities, but I'm not trading. I'm still not trading, absolutely not convinced what the market is doing. We can check here a lot of sell orders waiting. A lot of sell orders waiting now. So we remember what option traders are expecting to see, to maintain a price of 23k for a while they reinforced here 21,500. Look, bringing more liquidity to the downside. Also here reinforcing reduced, but they're reinforcing, limiting at 24 and also until 25k. They can push up, but it's going to be very hard. At the same time, we can see they tried here, failed, they tried here, failed, they tried here and failed, and you can see here also the whole orders. They pushed the price down, and yeah, so I guess a matter of time until we go to 23k back, and in my opinion we'll maybe just make 23,400 and then go down, but that's something we need to see. I don't know yet. So let us go forward. Oh Jesus, I always forget that. Okay, now we can hello to BUSD. BUSD here. Wow, look that. They are limiting with almost 1,000 bitcoins here much. Wow. While reducing here liquidity at 24,500, still waiting at 25. Looks absolutely different to USDT. Absolutely different. Remove liquidity at 19, instead shifted up to 20, and yeah, so also here 21.7. Wow, that's crazy. So they are really maintaining all the price there. Maybe just buy orders to push down and to trigger them. Bitfinex, BTC USD, that's it. Yeah, they are still doing the same. Nothing have changed. Now a little one at 24,800, but nothing to see here. OKEX spot, usually nothing to see here. OKEX swap, nothing to see here. We still have at 70k, something waiting. Kraken also reduced a lot to the downside, reduced to the upside, and now at 23,800 waiting. Bybit, BTC USD, nothing. BTC USDT, nothing. BitMEX, I like BitMEX. I really like BitMEX, and I don't have an account there. So if you are someone from BitMEX, working for BitMEX, contact me, because yeah, why not? I would like to open an account there. I never see any kind of manipulation there, not via algos or something, I don't know. So they are waiting at 22,500 at the moment here with 2.8 million, nothing big. Binance futures. So that's BTC USDT waiting with almost long orders, 4,000 bitcoins at 22,500. Nothing to the upside, no. Then BTC BUSD. Let us take a look. It looks different, not really, but also look what they did. They shifted up, then we had this candle wick and matched to 22,600. Right now waiting again 22,500, and that's it. They removed even the wall at 21.5. Bitfinex derivatives also reduced liquidity at 22,400, even to the upside, and instead they are waiting at 21.1, too long. Kraken futures, nothing. OKEX futures, God. On OKEX, I don't know. It's pure algo. Deribit, on Deribit, reducing liquidity at 23,860, at 24,500, at 25,500, 22,100, 21,800. So nothing changed here related to Deribit. Oh, come on. trading light. I think I will send you a message because it's really pain in the ass. It takes so long. If you are zooming out, look. And my PC is really good. I mean, it's not the best, but I have, you know, good graphic cards, a nice CPU. I don't know why. Okay, takes so much performance. That's it.